Hey, good morning. It's been a few months, and I thought I'd post an update to some of my fish tanks, or all of them. Here we go. All right. So this is my saltwater coral grow out tank or frag tank. I've got a bunch of different types of corals in here, and just been letting them grow. And eventually, I'm going to divide them. These ones up here are all for sale. I've already divided them, and made little babies. So we've got lots of different kinds, and that's been pretty fun. There's some encrusting corals, little polka dots and whatnot, and a happy little fairy wrasse swimming around. Feed me! Okay, so this is my latest project. So latest that it's not even planted yet. Like, I have one plant there I borrowed from another tank, and a couple little bulbitis babies that I'm hoping will put out leaves soon. So I am just in love with the rock work, though. I got some dragonstone, and I just think it's the coolest thing. There's so many little caves and places to put plants and things, and it's really fun to just kind of play with shadow in the rockscape. So hopefully we'll get some plants in here soon. It's another investment when you're buying Bucephalandras, very slow growing tiny plants. But yeah, this has been a really fun project, and I've got a little guppy colony in here. They're all females except for this one right here. There. So, moving on. Update on this tank. Been fighting off some green slime algae. You can see it's still on parts of the tree, but the Christmas moss is taking over again. That was a bit painful. Saginella's growing in great, looking really bushy, and all the other plants are doing pretty good too. Monte Carlo's growing. And yeah, I've got these little mini Cory catfish, and they like this little cave. Sometimes like they're all in there. I just think that's adorable. So this tank has been fun. I've been putting a lot of different varieties of guppies and endlers that have been coming out of the breeding. Like, if I'm not necessarily going to use them and try to breed them, but they're interesting, I'll just stick them in here. And it's not really easy to see the color. Let's see if I can turn another light on. There. Okay. Now, moving on. Okay. So now we're out here. Here's the garage. Here's the guppy breeding shelves. I've got a couple more tanks I'm about to set up over here, because we have so many babies. So this thing is full of babies, this thing is full of babies, this thing's full of babies, this thing's full of babies, and a very pregnant mama. She's probably hiding up there in the bushes somewhere. Oh, no, here she is. Look how fat she is. Look at her. Just top. Anyway, she's probably going to squirt out another 40 little babies soon. She's just prolific. So her baby's in there. We've got lots of little guys in here. These are that orange flame variety with the cool green on their tail. And this tub is going to be a bunch of blue Japanese guppies crossed with, actually there's multiple females that are in here. And this one, these are almost not babies anymore, but they're also going to be blue. And I bred my blue male guy with this shark tail right here. Look at her big flashy fancy tail. And it's kind of bigger on the top than it is the bottom, so it looks kind of like a shark tail. It's all pointed. And here's the blue guy. He's got a little black spot. He's got a little orange dash on his cheek, and then he's just like beautiful metallic sky blue otherwise. I'm in love with him. So I bred him with all these females. Some of the babies are here. I bred him with this fat purple mama, so she's gonna be making more blue babies here, and then we got blue shark tail babies in here, and I couldn't be happier because we have tons. I've actually sold over $100 worth of guppies and endlers just last month alone, so that's surprising in a really cool way. And then down here, this is just a tub full of my unimpregnated females that I pull out from the baby batches, and I've been selling those pretty good. And we've got moss tubs and stuff in here, always growing moss for other projects. And yeah, let's go to the living room. Okay, this is also my second latest project. You might have seen photos. Really happy with how it turned out. These are blue daisy rice fish, so they're not the guppies and endlers, but I think they're really cool. They're more natural looking, and these are mostly females. This guy's the male. You can see it's a little more blue and red, and that guy's a male too. But yeah, I was really happy with this rockscape. I guess I have to give most of the credit to the rock itself, just because the rock is stunning, but I'm very happy with how this landscape turned out. And again, with the Bucephalandras, I got some really thin-leafed ones and some tiny-leafed ones, just so it looks really sparse, kind of how desert plants look. You know, they don't have like huge fat tropical leaves when I'm trying to create a desert scene. But I think it's working out nicely, and it'll look even better once it grows in. These are exactly the same size as they came in the mail. So that one. By the way, I have a lot of fish tanks, in case you didn't know, kind of everywhere, but it's sort of what my business is about. So all right, so here's another colony tank. I have this variety. It's hard to see, but it has like hints of metallic purple underneath all the orange on its body. There, you almost see it. It's kind of looking blue, but in person it looks kind of purple. He's doing a fancy dance. And so I'm going to try to breed these guys and select for ones that show more purple, and I just want to create like a purple and orange variety. I think that would be really cool. This is one of my later projects, also behind that one over there, and it's growing in nicely, except I'm getting a little bit of this hair algae on top, right where it's really close to the light. So I've got some special snails in here that should be eating that. They have cool little horns on them, fun to look at. Yeah, this one's coming along, and they just had some babies. Let's see if I can find them. Oh, there's one. Boop. That's the first set of babies out of this colony. And then down here, we've got my yellow tiger stripe colony, and they've been breeding and breeding and breeding. You know, we've got females and males. You can see there's different ages, so they're just going full swing. Pretty happy with that. And this is a low light tank, so the plants are growing really slow, but it's kind of an experiment. And then right next to it is a very high light tank, and this had algae problems for a couple years almost, it seems like, but finally got them under control. The right combination of snails and maintenance and trimming plants and letting them grow and fertilizing. And lots of work, but it's been fun. And this is my orange flame colony. These guys here, they have some cool green on their body right next to the tail, but the camera's just not picking it up very well. But these guys too are breeding like crazy, a bunch of babies everywhere. It's so much fun to watch babies. Not gonna focus. Okay, and then up here, in this divided tank, with all this algae that I don't care about, is all my males that are coloring up. So we've got some blue ones, we've got some orange flame, we got the yellow tiger stripe, more blue. Here's one of those ones from that tank in the back. It didn't have enough blue on its tail, so I didn't use it for the colony, so it's just going to get sold. Sorry for the focus. It wants my hand. And then, again, you can see there's a bunch of juveniles of the orange flame that are starting to get their colors, so you just got to wait. But I've been selling these things like hotcakes, so I'm pretty happy about that. And here we have a bunch of randoms. Don't know what to call them, but they're $1 cheaper than the other ones if people want to buy them. So they'll find a new home at some point. And over here, we've got the saltwater tanks. Here's the big 100-gallon freshwater. Let me close the window to get the glare off. Okay, there we go. Oh, it's a lot better. All right. So this one, I kind of just redid the woodscape in here. I'm pretty happy about that. Had some bigger pieces before. It looked kind of clunky. Now I've got a variation of sizes. Everything from these little willow branches to this, thinner stuff with more roots kind of a look. And then I still have some big pieces. But it's good to have variety because that's what you find in nature, and it ends up looking more realistic. So I have tons of different kinds of plants in here. And really, this tank is just the leftover bin from all of my other tanks that I've had before and just fish when I want to redo a tank or start it over. I really only ever get community fish anyway, so I don't have to worry about mixing them up. Even though that's a tiger barb, but it's a ruby tiger barb, and they're actually very friendly in communities. I didn't know that until I discovered them. I was pretty happy about that. So this is always very peaceful to look at, and it's just been one of my longest running freshwater tanks since I moved up here. So very happy about that, how it's doing. This is my oldest saltwater tank, and it's nice and established and been through our algae issues, but we made it through. Came out the other side, and things are looking pretty cool. I've had these clownfish for like almost 3 years now or something. Got some mushroom corals. Some macroalgae. I've got a cool little anemone back here. Right there, it's green and kind of purplish. And then this is my big tank. Right now, this is giving me a bunch of heartache and headache because I have this turf algae that's just covering everything. And I'm fighting it off with this product called Vibrant, but it just takes a long time. And it's really kind of attacking some of my corals. I had to cut this one back. It was like huge and beautiful, but it kept snagging all these dead pieces of algae and just it was suffocating it. And so this has been kind of a source of stress for me lately. But I hope we're coming out the other side. And this is my latest saltwater tank project. This one I'm not focusing so much on corals. I'm gonna have a nice mixture of real plants, macroalgae, all this red beautiful stuff in here. But also some coral. I'm going to do a blue and yellow theme in here. I have some blue and yellow pipefish that are on their way, and I'm going to be putting blue and yellow corals only in here. So I'm hoping this will turn out looking pretty cool. If you made it this far, thanks. Go find something else to do with your day now. Thanks for checking in, and I hope you enjoyed.